NutraCast.
Welcome to tuning in to Sound Wellbeing, the podcast where Amanda, our sound therapy expert, unlocks the healing potential of sound therapy and tuning forks in wellness. I'm Stephen, your co-host, joining Amanda on this journey into the world of frequencies and vibrations. So whether you're a curious learner or a wellness enthusiast, our show offers you fresh insights and practical knowledge. Come with us to uncover the mysteries of sound, embrace new wellness perspectives, and experience the transformative magic of frequencies and vibration. Tuning into Sound Wellbeing is here to harmonise your mind, body, and soul.
Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another episode of Tune Into Sound Wellbeing. I'm Amanda Mackay, your sound therapy expert.
And I'm Stephen, your ever-curious explorer. Now, before we begin today's episode, Amanda, I want to let you know that I'm very excited.
Why is that, Steve?
Because, amazing Amanda, we've got some fantastic training courses coming up.
Oh, yes, our practitioner training's in the new year. I'm
Yes.
excited about that because I
So,
love teaching.
If you are interested in that sort of thing, jump on our website and have a look at biofieldbeing.com.au. We've also got a range of sound therapy products and tuning forks that's on there as well for you to browse if you're interested in that sort of thing. And I think we've even got a sale on at the moment.
We do a bit of a Black Friday sale.
We do. So, but there's also something else that's extremely exciting, Amanda.
Oh, gosh, there's more.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
What
there
is
is.
it?
We're very excited because we've just enabled international shipping. We're international.
We are. We are international.
Yeah, we've
That's
got a bit
correct.
of an audience overseas. So generally we've just shipped things in Australia, but now we're going overseas. So please get on the website and have a look at the stuff that we've got to offer. Other than that, get on the Facebook and the Instagram and just let us know generally how you're feeling because we love to hear all about it.
I'd like to add something as well.
Oh, please do.
Okay, so we have Workshop Wednesday. Once a month, there's a free session. You just get onto the website under courses, you can register,
Yep.
and then you can do all the ones that we've done before. You can go back and visit those. So please join us on those as well.
Yes, okay, that sounds really good because they're very popular.
They are, yeah, they're
Okay.
great too.
Okay, so today, after all of that, we're delving into a topic that touches every aspect of our lives. So sono dimir sonum, or in English, sleep.
Wow.
How can sound therapy and tuning forks contribute to a good night's rest? Well, I'm glad you asked because in today's episode, that is what we're going to find out.
Absolutely, Steve. So please join us as we uncover the soothing melodies that can guide you into a realm of peaceful slumber.
Mm-hmm.
In today's episode, we're unraveling the magic behind sound therapy and sleep improvement.
Excellent.
Sleep is the cornerstone of well-being, and we'll explore how tuning forks can orchestrate a harmonious bedtime routine for you. So
Okay.
let's dive in.
It is the cornerstone. Now, I know that you and I both have actually been on a bit of a mission to get some quality sleep, so I'm really looking forward to this. So, righto, let's kick it off then. Here is Tuning In with Amanda.
Okay, so the list of issues associated with poor sleep is extensive.
Mm-hmm.
So, apart from the links to poor mental health due to insomnia, poor sleep also has links to cardiovascular issues, obesity, weight gain, diabetes, risk of weakened immune function, cognitive impairment, increased pain sensitivity, hormone imbalance, increased risk of accidents, mood disorders in adolescence. You know, like everyone's been an adolescent, so we remember those things.
I was
And
never moody.
yeah, I'm sure. I mean, there's more too. It's such an exhaustive list.
It sounds literally exhaustive just you mentioning all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And all those things happen by just not getting enough sleep.
Yes, well, it's not just the amount of sleep,
Mm.
but it's the quality of sleep.
Yep.
So, you know, for sure, getting our sleep hygiene in order should be a priority.
Righto. Sleep hygiene. What a great way to put it.
Yes, it is a new term that they're using now. So, first, let's understand the science.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep is a vital part of our overall health, and sound therapy can be a game changer.
Yep.
So, to begin with, let's work through what's involved in just trying to fall asleep
Mm-hmm.
and then what happens while we're there.
Right.
Now, initially, we transition from wakefulness to drowsiness.
Yep.
This shift is influenced by our internal biological clock, or what's also called our circadian rhythm,
Yes.
which is triggered by various external factors like light exposure.
Okay.
So once we sense this drowsiness, we then begin to, well, fall asleep.
Yes.
So once we have the initiation of sleep, the brain's sleep wake cycle
Mm-hmm.
is then regulated by the interaction between two key systems.
Right.
The sleep promoting system,
Yep.
or it's known as process S,
Mm-hmm.
and the wakefulness promoting system, which is known as process C.
Process C. Right. So I get process S is for sleep, but why is C for awake? Shouldn't it be process A?
Okay, that's a great question. The terms process S and process C actually come from the two process model of sleep regulation.
Mm-hmm.
S stands for the homeostatic process,
Mm-hmm.
which represents the drive for sleep.
Yep.
And C stands for the circadian process, which represents the body's internal biological clock.
I see.
The reason it's not A for awake is that the model distinguishes between the processes that regulate sleepiness,
Yes.
which is the S,
Yep.
and the processes that regulate the timing of sleep and wakefulness,
Right.
which is C.
C.
So while A might seem intuitive for awake, the choice of C highlights the role of the circadian rhythms,
Right.
which obviously starts with C. So that determines when we feel most alert and sleepy throughout the day. So
Okay.
the balance between these processes determines our state of alertness or drowsiness.
You are a dead set brain machine. I'm sure one day I'll ask something that you won't know.
There's plenty I don't know. I just am researching. Because I've noticed how well sound therapy has assisted people who suffer from sleep disorders.
Yeah.
I've
Yep.
had clients be able to sleep after many, many years
Yep.
through just having a sound session.
Yep.
So let's get back on point. I
Yeah.
diverted a little bit there.
No, you're right. And it's not even my turn to ask questions yet. So, mi dispiace. I'll try not to interrupt your flow again.
Oh, no, that's all good. So, our neurotransmitters, such as serotonin and melatonin, come into play. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that plays a crucial role in various bodily functions,
Mm-hmm.
including mood regulation, appetite, and sleep. It's often referred to as the feel good neurotransmitter
Yep.
because of its impact on mood.
Okay.
So, serotonin is involved in the sleep wake cycle, and its levels tend to rise during wakefulness and decrease during sleep.
Okay.
Now, our friend melatonin is also a neurotransmitter, although it is often referred to as a hormone.
Okay.
It is produced by the pineal gland in response to darkness and is a key player in regulating the sleep wake cycle.
Okay.
Melatonin levels typically increase in the evening as it gets darker,
Right.
signaling to the body that it's time to prepare for sleep.
Yep.
Melatonin supplements are sometimes used to address sleep issues or even jet lag.
Oh, right.
But also, exposure to bright lights or the blue light can disrupt the pineal gland's ability to produce melatonin.
Right.
So that's why it's good sleep hygiene to dim lights and limit screen time, closer to the time going to the bed.
Yes.
So the process of falling asleep is often marked by a decrease in muscle activity
Mm-hmm.
and a gradual disengagement from the external environment.
Yep.
Another factor is body temperature.
Mm.
As we prepare for sleep, our core body temperature decreases,
Mm.
and that is facilitating the transition into a restful state.
Yes.
Once we do fall asleep, that sleep is divided into several stages,
Okay.
including non-REM or NREM
Yep.
and REM, which is rapid eye movement
Okay.
sleep. So NREM sleep has multiple stages, each serving different functions. The transition through these stages is orchestrated by the brain.
Mm-hmm.
As sleep progresses, we cycle through NREM and REM stages multiple times during the night.
Oh, right.
Slow wave sleep, also known as deep sleep,
Mm-hmm.
which is stages 3 and 4 of NREM sleep,
Mm-hmm.
is characterized by slow and synchronized brainwaves.
Yep.
This is the restorative stage
Okay.
associated with physical recovery and
Yep.
immune function.
Wow.
Then REM sleep, which is characterized by rapid eye movement, vivid dreams, and heightened brain activity,
Mm-hmm.
plays a role in memory consolidation
Yep.
and emotional regulation.
Right.
So
Okay.
important.
Yeah.
So, our circadian rhythm, influenced by the body's internal clock and external cues like light and darkness, regulates the timing of sleep.
Right.
The homeostatic drive for sleep increases the longer we've been awake.
Yep.
This is creating a natural inclination to sleep. You're
Indeed.
pretty
So, wow.
tired.
Falling asleep and being asleep sounds tiring in itself.
Well, yes, quite literally.
Yep.
And it should be a peaceful, restorative, and rejuvenating experience.
Yes.
So when we wake up, we feel refreshed and energized and ready to take on another beautiful day.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, but unfortunately for many of us, and I put myself in that category,
Mm-hmm.
I've had times of really bad sleep
Mm.
and struggled to get a good night rest. So it's, rest is not always what we feel when we wake up.
Yes.
However, I have found that using tuning forks and other sound therapy techniques has improved it for me.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
good.
So, the contribution of a good bedtime ritual and sleep hygiene practices have an enormous impact on how well you sleep and the benefits that you get from it.
Yes, indeed.
So, scientific studies have shown that exposure to certain frequencies and sounds can lead to a reduction in the levels of stress hormones
Mm-hmm.
like cortisol.
Yep.
Now, lowering cortisol levels promotes a sense of relaxation, making it easier for individuals to transition into a more restful sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Sound therapy has been found to influence brainwave patterns.
Yes.
And slow and rhythmic sounds, like the ones produced from tuning forks, can encourage the brain to shift into delta and theta states,
Mm.
which are the ones associated with deep sleep.
Yes, they are.
Now, this phenomenon helps facilitate a smoother transition through the sleep cycle
Mm.
and promotes a more rejuvenating sleep
Mm-hmm.
experience. Relaxing sounds, including obviously those ones generated by tuning forks, have been associated with an increased activation of the parasympathetic nervous system.
Right.
So, this activation promotes a rest and digest
Yeah.
state, counteracting the fight or flight response.
Mm-hmm.
And this creates an environment really conducive to sleep.
Yeah.
Research conducted on individuals experiencing insomnia has indicated that incorporating sound therapy into their sleep routine has resulted in improved sleep quality.
Right. Okay.
So, tuning forks with their specific frequencies contribute to creating a soothing auditory environment,
Yes.
and that's potentially alleviating the insomnia symptom
Very good.
where your brain needs to slow down.
Yes.
Yeah. Sound therapy has demonstrated positive effects on heart rate variability,
Oh, okay.
and this is a marker of the autonomic nervous system function.
Yes. Okay.
So, improved HRV is associated with better adaptability to stresses
Mm-hmm.
and has been linked to enhanced sleep quality.
Wow.
HRV being the heart rate variability.
Variability.
Yeah. So certain sounds, especially those with a consistent and gentle rhythm, may influence the neurotransmitter activity.
Okay.
So the release of neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine can contribute to a sense of calm and well-being.
Yeah.
that's supporting the relaxation necessary for sleep.
Yes.
You need to have that relaxation
Mm.
first. So, creating a serene auditory environment can significantly contribute to a restful sleep.
Wow.
So, when it comes to the frequencies and sounds that promote sleep,
Mm-hmm.
we're delving into the realm of slow, rhythmic tones.
Yes.
And these gentle vibrations work in harmony with our body's natural rhythms,
Yeah.
and that guides us into the tranquil state.
Yep.
Tuning forks emitting specific frequencies can promote relaxation and facilitate a smoother transition through the sleep cycle.
Yes.
Now, the slow and rhythmic sounds they produce.
Life is hard, but finding a really great podcast makes the days go by so much easier. Hi, my name is Blue Telusma. I'm a writer, an emotional intelligence coach, and the host of Humanize with Blue Telusma, a podcast where we believe that when you humanize everyone in the room, a great conversation is almost guaranteed. Join us every week here on Electricast as me and my guest co-hosts unpack big topics and interview even bigger personalities with a sense of humor and a dash of mischief. If you're looking for a new best friend in your head, we've got you covered. Electricast.
Align with delta and theta brainwave states,
Mm-hmm.
and they're associated with deep sleep.
Yes.
So picture it as a gentle lullaby for the brain.
Mm-hmm.
It's coaxing it into a more restful slumber.
Okay.
Nature sounds also play a crucial role.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the gentle rustle of leaves, the calming murmur of a stream, distant sound waves of the ocean,
Yeah.
gentle rainfall on the roof,
Yep.
all mimic the soothing sounds of the environment during our evolutionary path.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so these sounds can create a sense of safety
Yeah.
and relaxation,
Yep.
and that signals our brains that it's time to unwind.
Wow.
Yeah, because those nature sounds feel like a nice, comforting blanket around
They
you.
do.
And ultimately, it's about finding what resonates with you personally.
Yeah.
Whether it's the celestial hum of tuning forks or the natural sounds of the world, the key is to create an auditory cocoon that lulls you into a state of tranquility.
Mm.
This paves the way for your peaceful night's sleep.
My auditory cocoon.
Yeah,
Well,
I know. Doesn't it sound nice?
as per usual, Amanda, that was a fabulous tuning in segment. There was absolutely no danger of me nodding off during that. It was an incredible insight into how we sleep and how sounds play a role in our sleep hygiene. So thanks very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, well, all that information you've just provided me got my dopamine neurotransmitter flowing.
Wow.
So now it's time for the segment where I get to ask a few questions and hopefully we get some curious conversations going.
Okay, far away.
Okay, so we've spoken about rituals before.
Yep.
So, and you've alluded to the fact that you have a bedtime ritual. So I assume a good bedtime ritual is going to help.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes.
So, what's your bedtime ritual and what fork frequencies? I was going to say frog frequencies. What fork frequencies do you find the best to use?
Okay, so I am a mum to 4 kids,
Yes.
adults now. So, particularly early on, when you've got 4 little kids, it's really hard sometimes to get a good sleep routine.
Mm-hmm.
So, after many years of just really surviving on as much sleep as I could get,
Yeah.
which was probably little or no sleep, to be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah.
I did come to a point where it needed to change.
Yes.
So, this is around the time that tuning forks really became a game changer for me in
Okay.
so many ways.
Yep.
And I began to prioritize my own sleep.
Yes.
And so I felt like I needed to work through what I could do to get myself into this routine that
Mhm.
allowed me to fall asleep,
Yeah.
and then
Yep.
to stay asleep,
Yes.
because that's sometimes the hard part as
Yes.
well.
Yep.
Because I did find that I was so exhausted
Yep.
that I'd go to sleep like super quick,
Yep.
and then I'd wake up an hour or two later,
Yeah.
because I was so programmed to look after the
Yep.
kids.
Well, you'd hear a noise and you go, "Oh, what's that?" Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And I was raising these kids on my own too, so it was a lot of responsibility,
Yep.
and I didn't feel like I could rest for a minute.
Yep.
So this getting back to sleep was a bit hard,
Yep.
and sometimes it was like by the time I got back to sleep, I had to
Yeah,
get up.
had to get up. I
Yeah,
suspect that scenario is going to resonate with quite a lot of people. There's nothing more frustrating than waking up at, say, 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then your
for
mind
sure.
just won't shut up, and then you begin to cycle through the pain that you're going to feel because you can't sleep and you will have to get up,
Yeah,
and you just kind of count the minutes down until that horrible moment when you know that you have to wake up.
for sure. It's exhausting, both physically and mentally.
Mm,
And like we spoke about, so many health issues arise from poor sleep.
yeah.
Cardiovascular issues, obesity and weight gain, diabetes, risk of weakened immune
Mm-hmm.
function, cognitive impairment,
Yep.
increased pain sensitivity, even hormonal imbalance.
Yes, please pardon the pun, but that is an exhaustive list of issues. So it's no wonder, you go to the doctor because you can't sleep. They go, here's a pill, because I just know in my life, particularly during times of high stress, the brain just activates in the middle of the night, and it just your mind just keeps pouring fuel into itself and sort of prevents you from sleeping. And sometimes, you just take a pill even though you know it's not the healthiest option because it just provides you with some respite and some reset. But I do know that using your body's own circadian rhythms is such a better way of sleeping and feeling rested and refueled, even during times of very high stress.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, so the frequencies I used were the ones particularly targeted at the pineal gland,
Yes.
and that helped regulate my sleep wake cycle.
Mm-hmm.
After a hectic day, using tuning forks became a ritual that signaled my body to
Yeah.
unwind, even when the demands of motherhood and life in general was at its peak.
Yeah.
So, in a way, tuning forks, meditation, and mindfulness have been a lifeline,
Yep.
and it helped me navigate the complexities of life and find moments of tranquility amid the chaos.
Mm-hmm.
So now my bedtime ritual revolves around creating a calming environment.
Right.
I often use tuning forks with frequencies that align with the pineal gland activation,
Yeah.
stimulating melatonin
Melatonin.
production. That's the
Yep.
only activation you want
Yeah.
when you're going to bed.
Yeah.
So the 528 hertz frequency is a personal favorite.
Me too.
It resonates with the pineal gland, encourages the release of melatonin, our natural sleep hormone,
Yes.
and this helps me unwind and signals my body it's time to transition into a restful state.
Yep.
It's a beautiful synergy between the frequencies and the physiological response
Right.
and contributing to a more peaceful and rejuvenating sleep experience.
Yes, indeed. Now, the pineal gland. Now, that seems to be quite on trend at the moment. Now, my understanding, just from a scientific point of view, like its main function is to create the neurotransmitter melatonin, which we've been talking about. But apparently, it does a lot more. Can you talk us a bit through your understanding of the pineal gland?
Okay, the pineal gland is primarily known for producing melatonin,
Mm-hmm.
a hormone that regulates sleep wake cycles.
Right.
Some theories suggest that the pineal gland may play a role in higher states of consciousness
Right.
and spiritual
Oh,
experiences.
okay.
But scientifically speaking, the pineal gland is sensitive to light and darkness.
Right.
It receives signals from the eyes about the amount of light in the environment,
Mm-hmm.
influencing the production of melatonin.
Right.
Some researchers suggest that the pineal gland's sensitivity to light may also play a role in regulating circadian rhythms and
Ah,
seasonal patterns.
okay.
Some theories propose that the pineal gland is involved in a higher state of
Ah,
consciousness
yes.
and spiritual experience.
Right.
This idea is often rooted in the glands associated with the third eye,
Right.
and that's in certain spiritual traditions.
Right. Okay.
Rene Descartes, a French philosopher,
Mm.
referred to the pineal gland as the seat of the soul,
Right.
in the 17th century.
Yes.
So it's a metaphysical concept and it goes beyond mainstream scientific understanding.
Mm.
And the pineal gland's involvement in consciousness and spirituality remains a topic for exploration.
Ooh, Descartes, seat of the soul. So, in other words, the seat of consciousness. So, he believed this is more or less where God gave us a soul and therefore intelligence and awareness.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Yes, and I knew a French philosopher would be right up your alley. So
Yes,
it gets you excited.
sad but true. Some of them do, but not all of them do.
So the belief is that the pineal gland is connected directly to your consciousness
Mm.
and therefore a biological pathway to help enable a higher level of consciousness,
Mm.
or what we might call in chakra terms the third eye or sixth sense.
Yeah, okay.
Now, this purely metaphysical, it's not scientific,
Yeah.
but you can see how, from a philosophical point of view, why this tiny little pea-sized pine cone shaped gland located in the brain between the two hemispheres could provide us with the ability to see the universe and beyond.
Wow.
So some believe that the pineal gland can activate the third eye,
Mhm.
which in turn acts as a doorway for spiritual communication.
Ah,
This is said to include telepathy, clairvoyance, lucid dreaming, astral projection, and aura perception.
far out, man.
Yeah, it is a bit far out, but it is gaining a lot more interest
Yes, it
now.
is.
I mean, they've known about it through all the ancient traditions,
Yeah.
but they also now know that the pineal gland can calcify
Yeah,
as we
right.
age,
Yeah.
and more so than any other organ in the
Is
body.
that right?
Yeah, this calcification process often results in the formation of small calcified structures known as brain sand.
Oh, right.
Now, the exact cause and implications of pineal gland calcification are still subjects of research and debate.
Yes.
Some theories suggest that environmental factors, dietary choices, and age may contribute to the calcification.
Okay. Yes.
While the function of the brain sand and the full impact of pineal gland calcification are not entirely understood,
Mm.
it is an area of interest in scientific studies
Yep.
exploring the pineal gland's role beyond melatonin production.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere that they reckon it could be caused by fluoride.
Yes, well, once we get into the they territory, we're just getting into, conspiracies, but it's really things that need to be backed up by science,
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Fair enough. We'll
Yeah.
keep it clean. So thanks, Amanda. I think we should delve into this topic again, though, at some stage. I do love going into the metaphysical. It's always a fascinating subject.
Yes, it is. And I would love to explore this more because I've done a lot of work with my own pineal gland.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very interesting subject, and I'm sure we could probably even devote an entire podcast series to it.
Yeah, okay. Well, look, I can't wait to brainstorm that one at our next meeting. So, we've now reached that moment in time that we like to call harmony in practice. Now, this is where Amanda gives us some practical tips on how to incorporate wellness practice into our everyday lives. So, please, Amanda, can you tell us what you've got in store for us today?
Okay, so today we're going to go through the top 8 tips for good sleep hygiene and practice.
Okay, so this is your top 8 tips. Now that sound for good sleep hygiene. Now that
Yeah.
sounds great. I love the term sleep hygiene. Sounds so sanitized, clean, healthy, pure,
Well,
like
yeah.
me.
Okay, now moving on. I generally use the forks to cleanse, clear, ground in a ritual before I
Right.
sleep.
Yes.
So the forks indicate to me that I'm letting go of the day
Yeah.
and I'm about to commence a trip into another universe beyond this physical world.
Wow.
We'll get into these 8 tips. So here we go.
Okay.
Number 8,
Yeah.
consistent sleep schedule.
Mm.
So going to bed and waking up at the same time every day or as
Yep.
close as possible,
Mm.
even on weekends.
Yep.
So I know that can be a challenge, especially if you do have commitments that you attend to, or you just love a lie-in
Yeah, right.
on the
Okay.
weekend.
Yeah, for
So
sure. Or shift work. I mean, I did that for years and years and years, and it's very taxing on the mind and the body.
yes, shift work, particularly overnight
Oh,
shifts,
yeah, they're awful.
just go against everything your mind and body naturally want to do.
Yep,
It goes against the natural circadian rhythm.
yep,
But if you can have a consistent bedtime,
mm,
it creates those neural pathways,
yep,
and your brain, after a while, begins to automatically know, okay, we need to rest,
yep,
we need to recover, we need to replenish.
yep,
So if you can try and get a routine going,
yep,
you'll honestly be amazed at how much
yep,
it improves
yep.
things. So, okay, so this takes us into our next tip, number 7.
Right.
Create a relaxing bedtime routine.
Mm-hmm.
So, establish calming activities before bedtime to signal your body it's time to wind down.
Yes.
This is where I usually use the forks that, as I explained earlier.
Yep.
So, you can use a number of different techniques,
Mhm.
but I do find the 528 hertz great for the pineal activation
Yep.
and getting the melatonin release. But a book is a good, or even just a quick meditation to help unravel the day's effort.
Yeah, indeed.
Number 6,
Yes.
optimize your sleep environment.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Invest in a comfortable mattress and pillows. Do whatever you need to do to make the space what you need it to be.
Right.
So try to declutter and keep it tidy, but don't stress if it's not. It's
Mm-hmm.
your space, so it should be what you want. And don't get too hung up if everything is not exactly where you want it to
I
be.
know, right? I know my bedroom can be a bit of a dumping ground for stuff. I do, you go through periods, you make it super great, and then you go, oh, I'll just put this there while I work out what I'm going to do with that. And it just kind of
Yeah,
ends up sitting there. Yeah.
yeah, I get that. But a cool, dark, and quiet as you can get it space are the key things here.
Okay.
Next, number 5,
Mm-hmm.
limit exposure to screens.
Yeah.
Reduce screen time before bedtime as the blue light can interfere with melatonin production.
Right.
And this is well documented.
Yeah.
But as you are pretty aware, it's very easy to sit there scrolling like you're never going to get to scroll again.
Yeah.
So, apart from the blue light issue, you can also get stuck in that thought pattern of maybe if I keep scrolling, something really interesting will appear.
Yeah, you're right. And I've got to say, 999 times out of 1,000, nothing interesting appears.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe even never.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. Okay, so what is your next top tip for good sleep hygiene?
Okay, number 4,
Mm.
watch your diet.
Yep.
Avoid heavy meals, caffeine, and alcohol
Mm.
close to bedtime.
Mm-hmm.
So these things really can make a restful sleep a challenge.
Yeah.
I get that sometimes, life is busy and you may not be able to avoid some of these things,
Yep.
but if you can avoid those 3 things,
Yeah.
the quality of your sleep will improve greatly.
Yeah, this time of year it can get very busy. I got one of those smart watches, and
Yeah.
that monitors my sleep. And I got to tell you, like if I have a couple of drinks before bed, my sleep is just terrible. My HRV, that heart rate variability you were talking about, it's just like all over the shop, which then creates all these stress levels in the body. So then all this cortisol starts getting released while I'm asleep.
Oh,
And then I end up, yeah, and then I end up waking up at like 3 a.m. and then I can't get back to sleep. So,
yeah, that's
yeah,
not good.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
so it does kind of help you get to sleep, but the quality of sleep is,
yeah.
and the rest isn't good.
No, that's true. You do have
Yeah.
a couple of drinks and you go, oh, that'll help me sleep. And yeah, it gets you to sleep, but the quality's awful. Yep.
Now, number 3, regular
Mm,
exercise. Engage in regular physical activity,
yes.
but try to finish exercise a few hours before bedtime.
Right. Okay.
It's always great to get that endorphin hit after a workout.
Yes, it is.
It takes away pain, it makes you feel good, but
Yep.
the adrenaline release and the physical and mental stimulation block the melatonin,
Yep.
and that stops you from winding down.
Okay. So avoid that 2 hour spin class just before bed.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes. And so maybe a few gentle yoga poses,
Yeah. Okay.
even with using the forks with some meditative
Mm,
affirmations, in a quiet, darkened space might be good, but
Yep.
yeah, not a 10K hill workout.
Just before bed.
No.
Okay. No worries.
So that rolls into number two,
Right. Okay.
manage stress.
Mm-hmm.
Practice relaxation techniques such as deep breathing or meditation to manage stress and anxiety.
Right.
This is the stuff that really works for me.
Mm-hmm.
The sacred ritual creates a sacred space and really allows me to let go of everything,
Yeah.
to empty my head, affirm that I'm going to have a beautiful and relaxing night's sleep.
Yep.
I really enjoy and look forward to this because I know I'm about to get sleep
Yep.
and really go somewhere that is truly amazing and reinvigorating.
Where's that?
To sleep.
Oh, right. It sounded like you were going on a fabulous holiday or something.
Well, it kind of is,
Yeah,
you know.
right.
I love sleep.
Yeah.
And I love that my mind, body, and soul get an opportunity to revive and rejuvenate, and that sleep allows me to wake up fresh and happy and just ready for whatever's coming in the day.
Yep.
And I really do appreciate sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're up to your number one tip.
Okay, so my number one tip for a good sleep is limit naps.
Limit naps.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
If
Okay.
you need to nap, it's best to keep it short and avoid napping late in the day
Yeah.
because this can be a real trap.
Mm.
You know, your energy levels are low and it's late afternoon. You think, I'll just meditate for a bit,
Yep.
and then you're asleep. And you
Yep.
wake up at 6 p.m. and you've slept for, I don't know, maybe 90 minutes, 2 hours or something.
Yep, for sure. I know I reach a bit of an ebb at that time every day.
So if you do love a nap,
Mm-hmm.
then keep it short, like 20 minutes.
Yep.
So you might need to set an alarm
Yeah.
just to
Okay.
wake you up.
Yep.
And so more than that, and potentially you'll struggle to get to sleep that night.
Yeah, for sure.
So the thing to remember is these are just tips.
Yep.
They're not, you know, commandments.
Yep.
So I always try to apply the 80-20 rules to things
Yep.
because life is a wonderful journey and it will throw things at you
Yep.
all the time. So those things that you weren't expecting,
Yep.
you know, can disrupt everything.
Mm.
But if you follow these tips, you'll find yourself sleeping better and ultimately feeling better.
Well, that is fantastic, Amanda. What a great list of sleep hygiene tips. This topic, really, it's been a fascinating one. I think we're going to have to revisit it in another episode. So please send us in any tips that you might have as well, and we'll be sure to share them with everyone.
And I think we'll put the list in the show notes too for everyone.
Great idea.
Yeah, so
Good
check
idea.
that out.
Okay, so now it's time for some listener questions, which have been coming in thick and fast. So we're going to try and stick to the sleep theme today. So the first one, hi Amanda, I am a new mum and I am really having trouble getting Bub to settle. Do you have any advice on some sounds that might help us sleep?
Yes. Okay. So when my babies were little, I didn't have tuning forks, but I used a lot of nature sounds on a CD, which you don't even need to use these days. Uh,
CD, what's that?
and I found those really nice and calming for the children. I do have a granddaughter, so we use tuning forks. When she was really little, we would put on nature sounds again and even some Harry Styles, you know, like whatever works. Seriously, when a little one is trying to get to sleep.
Some Harry Styles.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
we did. So, when she hears those now, she runs and looks at the TV because she remembers it from when she was little.
Okay.
So you can use the tuning fork on the baby or around them in their room, create that really nice, relaxed, peaceful space.
Mm-hmm.
And one really key thing here is how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Because the more stressed you are, like babies are like sponges, they feel everything. They're all feeling, they haven't developed that intellect yet. So they know if you're not settled, then they don't settle.
Yeah.
And it is hard when you've got a baby that won't sleep and you're exhausted. So it is also looking for the good things that have happened in the day. You know, just what was the one good thing that happened today and focus your energy on that and feel good about it. use a tuning fork to help yourself actually get into that calm space, or listen to your meditation music, and that will actually help the baby as well.
Okay,
So
sounds good.
that's what I would
Okay, and some
recommend.
Harry Styles. Fantastic. I'll avoid the obvious Harry Styles sends me to sleep as well. So, hi, Amanda. No, we love Harry Styles here.
I do.
Yeah. Hi, Amanda. I'm suffering from a sore shoulder. Oh, I'll get you there. And it wakes me up constantly. I'm taking medication to help me sleep and to relieve the pain, but I was hoping you could offer some advice that might help me get better pain relief and sleep more naturally.
Okay, yes. All right. So for body pain and trying to get to sleep, I'd really be recommending a 174 hertz tuning fork, whether it's weighted or unweighted, because that relieves body pain.
Right.
And also, when you're listening to the vibrations, it will help your brain waves uh, calm down and really balance. So, using that before bed, helping relieve the pain and also getting your brain into a sleep state would be really good. Um, with sore shoulders, I would also be making sure I put that on the body,
Hmm.
not just in the field. Um, and look at the emotions that might be sitting in the pain as well. What's been really triggering you lately? And use the fork, use an affirmation. I'm ready to release this emotion, whether it's with a family member or something from the past. So that's what I would be sort of focusing on with
Okay,
body pain.
that sounds good. All right. Well, look, we can probably squeeze one more in. Hi, Amanda. Can I use tuning forks on my pets? I have a dog and a cat. The dog seems to love it, and the cat runs a mile. I just want to make sure that I'm not harming either of them by using it.
Absolutely, you can use tuning forks for pets.
Ah.
So I've got two dogs. One loves a tuning fork, one not so much. He's not really that interested.
Mm-hmm.
So I just use it on the dog who likes it, and the one that doesn't like it,
Mm.
just let him do his own
Yeah.
thing. He doesn't need to have it. He's still receiving the healing from the tuning fork
Yeah, right.
because he's in the area. So,
Mm-hmm.
the vibration is still going to him.
Okay.
A friend of mine has a couple of cats, and she uses tuning forks on them, and they just love it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it really helps them as well. You can help them with their anxiety, you
Mm-hmm.
can help them with, eating,
Mm-hmm.
all of those sort of things. If
Mm-hmm.
they've got digestive issues, still take them to the vet, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely use tuning forks on your
Okay.
pets.
What about your axolotl?
What is that? Is that like a lizard or something?
It's like it's sort of in between a fish and a mammal sort of thing, I think. It's
Oh,
like it lives in
really?
the water, but it breathes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know that anyone would own one, would they?
Well, axolotls, yeah, I believe you can.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No. Well, tune any pet that you have. It's all good.
Right.
Every being needs a tuning. So
Okay, so
yes.
it's safe to tune your axolotl, people, just so you know. All right. So that's another tuning into sound well-being done for the week.
Wow.
So Amanda, can you just let us know what's happening next week and give us your final thought as well?
Sure can. So next week is our final show in
What?
this series. I
Oh,
know. It's going to be episode 12.
right.
So we're going to revisit some of the best bits of the last 12
Best
episodes.
bits.
We can talk about some behind the scenes things as well.
Oh,
And,
yeah. I
it's
know.
interesting.
We've laughed, we've cried. Another photograph. Folks stuck in the road.
Okay, that was Green Day, I think, and we don't want them to sue us for copyright
Look, if
infringement.
anyone
So,
picked up on that being Green Day, they got better ears than me. Okay, fair enough. Time for your final thought, Amanda.
all right, as we wrap up our exploration of sound therapy and its profound connection to sleep, I'm going to give you a little bit of Albert Einstein wisdom.
Nice.
Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving.
Oh, yes.
How good is that?
Very good.
Similarly, our journey to sound sleep involves harmonizing our internal rhythms. And just as Einstein appreciated the of physics, we too can appreciate the physics of sound that orchestrates our sleep. So let's keep tuning into the symphony of wellness, riding the waves of soothing frequencies, and embracing the transformative power of sound on our journey to a restful night's sleep.
Nice.
Until next time, sleep well and stay harmonious.
That is fantastic. So yes, thanks again, everyone, for tuning in to Sound Wellbeing. We will be back next week for our last show in the series, but we're going to be doing another series, and I think we're going to be doing some stuff over the break as well anyway. So
Yeah, special summer series.
you won't be without us. So look, feel free to contact us too at, via the website at biofeelbeing.com.au. And like I did at the start of the show, I'll let you know we've got some training courses coming up. So jump on the website and have a look at those to get the details. We've also got that range of forks and sound products there for you to browse as well. And we're very excited about this international shipping, so we can send all our fantastic stuff to all of our friends overseas. But other than that, just jump on the Facebook or the Instagram to stay updated with what Amanda is up to. And from Amanda and myself, stay well, stay safe, and stay tuned. And thanks for tuning in to Sound Wellbeing.
Hey, it's Tim from 50 Years of Music with 50-Year-Old White Guys, the comedy podcast you had no idea you needed. Join Ben, Jeff, and me as we continue our musical road trip back through the years and around the globe. See, just when you thought all white guys were like Joe Rogan, you come across three educators trying to remember when we were cool.
50 Years of Music with 50-Year-Old White Guys.
Electricast.
Are you a fan of classic cinema or a young person who wants to discover the best films of all time? Do these legendary movies still hold up?
On the Generation Film podcast, two guys who grew up when movies dominated the culture share a great film with a panel of young movie lovers and see how it plays for today's generation.
We discuss changes in storytelling styles, representation,
The making of each film, its initial reception, and how its meaning has changed over the years.
Join us as we explore cinema classics across generations on Generation Film.
Electricast. Electricast.